Okay guys, I'm going to do a cook with me video, and I'm just making roasted vegetables. And it's like, okay, roasted vegetables is not rocket science, but I don't know, I thought I would show you what I do with my roasted vegetables and give you a few tips. And it is not rocket science, and it is so simple. So if you saw my recent grocery haul video, I did not prep all of my food. I had some stuff left from last week, and so I used that up. So it is now Friday, and I'm ready to cut up the rest of my vegetables. I just kind of do it as I go. So since I'm making some for tonight, well, since I'm going to use up all this tonight, I'm going to cut up some more while I'm sitting here waiting for the vegetables to cook. And it just depends what all I have on hand, and this is kind of all I have on hand is zucchini, yellow squash, onions, and some Brussels sprouts. So I'm going to cut up these, and I have lemon pepper is usually my choice and of seasoning, but I think I recently bought this, and I think I'm going to use this organic garlic and herb seasoning and just some olive oil. And I know I have seen people just toss them onto the cookie sheet and then you're not dirtying up another dish, but I feel like they don't get coated enough when I do that. So I'm going to put all of the veggies in a bowl and toss them in here and then put them on the cookie sheet. And a couple of months ago I stopped using tin foil and I use parchment paper. It's just a healthier choice because when you cook the food on aluminum, it absorbs aluminum, and that's not good for you, and it's not healthy. Alright, so I'm going to get started on the vegetables. Well, I need to cut some onions for tonight, and then while that's cooking, I'm going to cut up the rest of the vegetables for the weekend. Okay, for tonight's vegetables, I have the zucchini and yellow squash, and I'm just going to add some onions. And I just chunked them up really big because that's the way I like them, and I'm too lazy to cut them up small. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. No, seriously, I like the vegetables chunked up. They do not need to be small. And these happen to be the small Brussels sprouts, and I do cut them in half. And hubby doesn't like them, so I don't put too many in there. Actually, I don't think he's eating that tonight. So, and there'll be extra, so I'll have leftovers. And I'll usually put some potatoes and a sweet potato in here. We try not to eat the potatoes too much, but we like them. But I'll only put one or two small ones, and then therefore we're not eating a lot of them. All right, so I'm going to put the olive oil in here and the seasoning and mix it up. The oven set up for 50, and that is heating up. And I decided at the last minute that I was going to put garlic in here, so I'm going to use this Pampered Chef chopper thing. I need a new one. This bottom part's cracked, but that's beside the point. So I'm going to put some garlic and fresh garlic in there, and this is just the garlic I've been using. However, I realized I bought too much of that, so anyway, I bought too much and it's going to spoil before I get to use it all. I just thought it would be easier than using garlic cloves and having to peel them, yada yada. Anyway, alright, all chopped up, and I'm just going to put that in there. Kind of hard to do this one-handed. And mix it up. Alright, so I spread them on the cookie sheet, and it is all ready to go in the oven. Now I need to find me some mason jars to cut up the rest of this stuff and put that in mason jars. I don't cut onions ahead of time. I only cut like, I might not cut the Brussels sprouts even because they're small. I'm not really sure. I just cut the zucchini and the squash. I always wait till the last minute to cut the onions, and I don't mix them up with the squash and the zucchini because they will take on the onion smell. Anyway, let me cut this up and I'll show you what I want. Alright, I got everything cut up. I just need to put this in the mason jars. And they last longer. They last about 2 weeks, but I started buying these plastic lids. We should see how if they work as well as the metal ones, because you can see it's starting to rust here and I'm having to replace some of these. So I'm seeing how the plastic ones work. They will last about 2 weeks in the refrigerator. So I probably bought too many vegetables this past week at Aldi's. Anyway, I'm going to put this in the fridge and wait for the vegetables to be done. Alright, here are my vegetables in the refrigerator, and I put a paper towel on the bottom because it helps absorb moisture, and then they'll last longer that way. And yeah, you can see it's kind of empty. I need to go to the store this weekend, so I do have plenty of zucchini and squash. Probably bought too much. We didn't really eat too much vegetables this week, which was bad. So yeah. Okay, while that's cooking, I'm going to clean up this mess. And I need to cook the steak. We're having steak with this. This was really just to show you how to make roasted vegetables, but I am making steak to go with dinner. Okay, the steak is resting, and the oven's beeping. The steak is resting. I just pan fried it. That's just the way we like it. No big deal. A little bit of seasoning, pan fried it. And I just turned the broiler on the oven, and I'm going to crisp up the top. I'm going to move that to the top shelf and crisp them up a little bit. Okay, and while that was cooking, I cleaned up the kitchen because it's Friday, and tomorrow hubby makes me eggs. If you follow my channel, you know that, so I wanted a nice clean kitchen for him. And okay, so it's done. So hubby's actually not eating. He's not feeling well tonight. So this was only eating just the steak and the vegetables, and I decided to have some milk with it. This is reduced fat organic milk. And see, this is not rocket science. Steak and veggies, it is totally clean, and I talk about this in my videos that fresh is best, frozen is second, and canned is next. The fresh just has more nutrients in it, and honestly it just tastes better. I just love roasted vegetables. It just tastes better fresh, and yeah, so that's that. Sometimes I'll put some of that Parmesan Reggiano, or however you say that, cheese on there, but I just don't happen to have any, so I'm just gonna eat like this. I don't put no butter on it or anything because there's olive oil on that, and you can flip the vegetables in between. I'm just lazy, you know, take them out of the oven and flip them over so they'll be toasted on both sides. I'm just lazy, and you can see I burnt it a little bit. Anyway, whatever, it still tastes good. Alright. So that's a real easy dinner to make. Not so hard to eat clean. Done. Boom, done. Totally clean. And I'm going to have this, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and enjoy your day.